Good evening once more. Today is another day. It's Dr. K speaking. We are on day 8 of the journey divorce. Today, by the grace of God, we shall go deeper into something that always affects us. Human beings we are complicated beings. Sometimes we do things, and most often we do things based on our own self-interest, disguised most of the time as you want to help, or you are the right person, you are just doing this thing right. But behind it, it's something that is hidden. There's a hidden agenda. Sometimes you do it with your good heart, but our way of interpreting things always differs. Today, we shall talk about in-law relationship in marriage. How does it affect marriage? How does it affect relationship? You see, if we go back to the Bible, which to me is very important, because everything that I say and I do, my reference is that I'm a Christian. And I believe that God always guards our thoughts, guards our ways, especially if you call Him. And I know He's present here today. As always, He will guard our thinking. And He's using me as a vessel because I'm not good enough to stand besides the Lord. But of course, He can use anyone that He chooses to use. He said, if you don't worship me, I can make stones to worship me. We are talking about family, which God created. In-law relationship is something that has a lot to do with family. Your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your father, sometimes cousins, nieces, uncle. So it's important we talk about it. Another importance is also to the fact that marriage, especially to our African community, is not seen as an individual something. It's often seen as a family thing. When it comes to marriage, we pitch both families together. The family of the wife, the family of the husband. So it involves the family. So it is important, because it involves the family, for us to talk about the influence that the family might have when it comes to relationship. It's deeper because it goes down to the mentality of the family, the culture of the people, and how they too were raised. So it is something that goes very deep. But again, we'll try to look at it holistically and find a midway on how the Bible looks at it and how we shall see how it goes based on experience, education, and many other dimensions that we can put together to come out with this talk. Now, the Bible said in Matthew 19 verse 6 that what God has put together, that's a famous saying that everybody uses. Every priest, every pastor, they use it during the marriage rites. That what God has put together, let no one separate. What God has joined together, let no one separate. Which therefore means marriage is a union joined by God. And only God can separate it. But like I said in my previous videos, that solely depends on your intention, because God also sees the heart. Now, let's talk about family. You see, family is something that we always hold close to our hearts. It's a blood relationship, and we always believe that blood is thicker than water. Most people, everybody in our societies, especially in our sub-Saharan African traditions, across all the spectrums, it always says that family is blood, families stick together. Yesterday we talked about tolerance, and we discovered that it all starts from family. From family, everything begins from family. But now, what is the role that a family plays? I'll go back to our traditional setting. Before now, before this particular era, something usually occurred. This generation has changed things. First, when someone wants to get married, the father, the family, they will look for a wife for their son. That is what usually happened. They look for a wife for their son. Yes, it moved on well with our parents. But in this generation, we look for our wives ourselves. But just like the Bible said, you look for your wife. You see, so the generation might be taking something right based on the fact that that is what God wanted. But again, why? The thing is, why is it that our parents, our forefathers, they preferred to look for a wife for their sons? Why is the family involvement? Why is it that they try to involve the family? But now we have changed it. We don't look at that dimension. Now, we'll start from that direction and try to see what our forefathers usually think and what is the base of their thinking. And then we understand how family influence affects marriages. Now, if we look at it very well, there is something there which each and every one of us must take. Your parents, you're a man, your parents are looking for your wife. They will go about the village and they will see a girl. And what happened is that they will do their background check. What is background check? That is what we don't do these days. But our forefathers knew better. They look at the history of the family. Has any person in that family committed suicide? They check that. Is there madness running in the family? They have their own criteria. What is the character of the wife? Sometimes they look at it. What's the character of the wife's mother? Was she a woman that respected her husband? Was she the one that stick to the marriage and never have any extramarital activity or affairs? They look at the mother. They look at the background of the mother. And then the family will say that, okay, that is the wife that we want. After all their check. In our modern times, children will also leave. And you go and tell your father, okay, this is the woman I want to get married. They ask you, where is that woman? Where is she from? You tell them. Your parents will tell you that they will get back to you. None of them will give you a clear-cut answer. What they do is they also go behind to find out information about the woman, about the family background. After, sometimes they'll come and tell you that we don't want this marriage. most often we are angry. It is my choice. It is not your choice. But statistics has also proven that the woman that most often our parents reject, or the husbands that our parents reject, because sometimes the woman's family also rejects the man. At the end of the day, sometimes problems will come along the line. So their rejection is not baseless. Their rejection is based on certain things that they might not tell you. One part told me that I was opposed to my son getting married to a certain lady. I never told my son the reason, because it's not a reason I would tell him. I can't tell him that. He told me that. I said, why not? He said, the mother had extramarital affairs with other men. The mother of the lady. But I can't bring that up and tell my children that. It is something that we know. The husband of the woman knows, but they covered it because, of course, she doesn't want shame and disgrace. And I knew that. And if you find a mother that is like that, there's a high probability that it will run into the family. I said, but why do you think so? People have changed. The mother has her own personality. He said, that is what you believe. But you see these things, it comes around. I said, but Pa, why are you saying that? He said, I'm telling you, my son, you are young. One day you will understand. Then he turned and asked me, where has that marriage ended? My son went ahead and got married. After 5 years, is he not done? What happened? Is it not the same thing that happened to the mother of that lady? Now he has come back and is looking to get married again. I said, but how come? He said, that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes parents involved in their children's decision to get married because of something they know, but they cannot tell you. That's the problem that they have sometimes. They know, but they cannot tell you because they cannot trust you with that information. But they just sit quiet, and all what they tell you is, I don't want you to get married to her, period. I don't want you to get married to him, period. That's what they do. Sometimes we have to look and we have to reason, we have to see. Shakespeare once said, a man that is in love cannot reason right, which is true. Sometimes we are emotionally carried and we fail to see things that we are supposed to see. We fail to see some of the red flags that we're supposed to see. That is one thing. That's one side. So it comes down to this. I've had sessions, people have spoken to me, and at the end of the day, some of them even prefer to go back to tell their mother, tell their father, please, I want to get married, look for me a wife. It is strange. If I say this now, it's something that is strange. But people have started discovering that they have to go back to their roots and ask their parents for this. Now, there can be bias in things like this. Hatred without no validation can also make parents to tell you, I don't want this. Some, driven by poverty, might also accept things that they know themselves that it is not beneficial to you, but because it's to their advantage, they will reap a lot from it, they accept it. So the problem is, how do you judge? How do you judge? Sometimes you have to think. That is why God comes first. God said a man will look for himself a wife. You, the woman that's a wife, has talked about wife. You are praying and asking God for a husband. You, the man, you are also praying and asking God for a wife. You need to put your petitions and every single thing to God and ask God and tell God, please guide my decisions, guide my directions. God will lead you. But he will not look for that woman for you. No. All these things that you go and a pastor will tell you that this woman is for you, God has said you were made to have, that thing is nonsense. It's not scriptural. It is not. You are the one to look for your wife. It's not somebody else. You are the woman. You are the one to identify that, okay, this man has come. He has proposed to me and I love him and I want to be with him. You take that decision. Not any other person cannot take it. Now, everything starts from foundation. How do you treat your in-laws? Let's go to that direction. The first scripture that we read, it was very simple. What God has put together, let no man asunder. Meaning, third party in relationship is always a problem. But then, third party can also solve relationship issues. So we should be wise. Because don't say no, third party no. Sometimes third party can solve your issues. But the thing is this. Think about this. You grew up with your family. They know you. They love you. They care for you. They can tolerate you no matter the extent. And now, you've gotten married to a wife. That wife comes to their home as a stranger, but that wife needs to be their own child. Because the wife comes to stay. But now that wife also comes with different background, different way of thinking. Now you have to tolerate that wife and accommodate her own excesses. She too has to do the same. But she is coming to your family. Think about this. The family of the wife also love their child. Which therefore means, if you have issues in your home, you, the woman, you are now married to your husband and you have become part of your husband's family till death do you part. It therefore means the head of your household, after your husband, the person that you can rely on, it is still the father and the mother, your mother-in-laws, first and foremost. Because they have embraced you now as their new daughter. Now, think about this. If you have issues with your son, and you come to them and you tell them that this is what your son has done, this is what your son has done, it's easy for them to call their son to order. Why? Because it's their son. Sometimes they don't want to disgrace their son. Sometimes the things that the son have done might be so bad, and they want to cover it in the family. So what do? They have to caution their son. Because they love their son. They will caution their son. But think about this. If it's the son that came and told his parents that my wife is this, my wife is this, my wife is this, what happens? Your wife is not their biological child. It's not. So sometimes, no matter how they judge, there is always a bias. Because they raised you. Sometimes they feel they know you. But there are other activities that you do that they do not know. They will never understand. So no matter how your wife comes to tell them, they would have understood if the wife says it. But if it is something that you are saying that it is the wife has done, they don't know the wife. The wife did not grow up with them. They will assume that what their son said is right. At that point, they will be biased in the way they look at that relationship. Vice versa. If it goes in the side of the woman, it will be the same. That is why if a woman has issue in marriage, you go back to your in-laws to complain. If the man have it, you go to your in-laws too to complain. So in-laws have a lot to play in marriage. But if you do not flip the script like this, and you come to the man comes to his parents and says something about the wife, the parents have a different view and different idea about it. Now something happens along the line. Who do you think they will support? Most often, because it's their son or because their daughter. Even if they know that they made a mistake, at one point in time they'll be biased. There are few people in this life that will not be biased. It's rare. Though they exist. In any rule, there's an exception. So you see, exposing your spouse to your own parents is a deadly thing. It destroys marriages. Because at the end of the day, you make up now with your man. You make up with your wife. What happened? Your family, they don't see your wife as they used to see her because you made them not to see her that way. Though you've solved your problem, she has never solved the problems with them. Because inwardly, they look at that woman, they say, this is what she did to our son. This is what she did to my brother. This is what she did to this. So they have malice within them. You can't take that, but you planted it. So that is why we need to flip it. You, the man, complain to your in-laws. You, the woman, complain to your in-laws the other side. That's how it goes. If you don't do it, now, back when our parents usually had to look for you a wife, they had leverage. Because they choose a family. They meet the parents of the other family. They discuss together. They create that bond between families. If tomorrow you have issues, you fall back to that family. Both families will sit because they have always been sitting, even before you came. That is the strength of our ancestors to solve issues. That is why divorce was not rampant. Because you can't run away. The two families will stick together. And there's nothing you can do about it. You guys will make up. But you see now, our families, we do not stick to each other anymore. You go and choose yours. Your father, your mother, they just see the family of your spouse, or they just see them at that time when they want to do the traditional rites, when they want to pay everything. That is the relationship that they have. That's the communication that they have. And after that, nobody communicates. After that, nobody communicates. So when problem comes, they cannot even sit to talk about it. Which is something that is happening today. At any point in time. And in a sub-Saharan African culture, we do not believe in counselors, what my profession, what I do. We don't believe, people don't believe in it. Because we're raised up to see that you have issues, you can go to your brother, you can go to your sister, you go to your father, you can mother to solve issues. Of which that is not the best way. I look at it, the third party, that I look at it from a professional standpoint. I x-ray you, I look at you for who you are. I tell you what it is. Without bias, without anything. But somebody that is your family member, at one point in time will be biased. That is where we get it wrong. Because the composition of families that we have today, or how the marriage started, is not like in those days, where the family had an impact in it. At that time, family had everything. But today, it's not like that. So the role of families has diminished a lot in this our generation. And that is why we have issues. There's nobody there to resolve these issues. Those that come to resolve it will instead come and add fuel into it. So sometimes you need a therapist, a marriage counselor, or a family therapist, just like myself. Book sessions and talk these things out. You get a good understanding and a deeper understanding of a situation. That's one thing. In-law interference. Sister-in-law, brother-in-law. It also comes in this particular dimension, especially those in diaspora. I want us to think about this. You see, one of the influence and the things that kills marriages, especially in diaspora, is because of family engagement. Family engagement. We don't talk about this thing when we want to get married. But when we get married, it becomes a big issue. But this is something that we need to talk. Family engagement, especially when it comes to support of family, finance. It's one side that kills relationship abroad. Now, think about this. Every child has a dream to be better in life, to do the things that they want to do. Every woman has a dream. Every man has a dream. You're a child. You're growing up from school. You had your dream. The family supported you because the family knows that when they support you, you'll be fine, and you also add resources into the family. Now, sometimes you have been choosing, your family do not have, but they decided that, okay, let's focus our attention on Mr. A. Let's focus our attention on Jude. He traveled. All their resources, he traveled. He used it and traveled. Let me use my name for example. Jude, you traveled. Now, every burden and every responsibility is on you. Because they believe that because you've traveled, you've come abroad, you have opportunities, maybe you help your brothers and sisters back home. So sometimes the pressure is on you. You are taking it that particular way. The pressure is on you. You are moving to that particular direction. You see, now you are there. You don't have a wife yet. Every single thing that you do, you are helping your family. Trying to make sure you elevate them. At a certain point in time, you succeeded to elevate everybody. Everybody is fine. Now you are fine. Your family don't demand much from you anymore. Now you meet a woman. That lady still has a lot of responsibilities. Might be she just came, she just traveled, she has not had opportunity, has not worked for a long time. So she has a family behind that they are looking up to her. And you, the man, you want to get married, you don't have that responsibility anymore. Your family commitment has reduced immensely. So what do you do now? You want to get married to this woman. Then when you get married to the woman, it comes at that particular point that you have to concentrate on your family, your parent family, your immediate family, which involves her now, and might be children that you've started having. But that woman, you've forgotten to understand that woman has enormous responsibility because the family depends on her. Might be they sold their home or do one or two things to send her abroad. So you are with them. And her family started seeing that because she has gotten married, she doesn't take up the responsibility that she used to have, of which they understand. You, the man, now you become a problem in that family. Most often we don't see this. Most often we don't discover this. We don't realize this. You become a problem because their source of income and every other thing has been greatly reduced because their daughter is now married to you. Their daughter wants to concentrate. Now, the daughter becomes enormous pressure. And now you start having challenges at home. You are having these challenges because you, the man, remember, you have succeeded. Or the woman, vice versa. You have succeeded with your family. Everybody in your family is okay. So you don't have that pressure. And you are saying that in a home now, you have to contribute equally. Your resources is, in fact, it's a family resources, which it has to be that way. Now you have to discover now resource allocation. How will you allocate it? Because you have to give something to your in-laws. But you are saying now, if I have to give, let's say for instance, 100 euros to my mother, I also need to give 100 euros to your mother, which is a call. That's how it's supposed to be. But now the situation is different. The wife needs more. Maybe the wife don't need 100 euro. The wife will need about 300, 400 euros to solve the pending issues that she had. You have already solved yours. But you don't understand that. And you are thinking that it is a family income and has to be that way. But that burden of responsibility as an African that will look at family, it's not the same. That is why we need to talk to each other. And this creates malice when it comes to the in-laws. That is where some in-laws, they start hating one another. We don't like him because since he came, our sister is not doing this for us, or our brother is not doing this for us. But that is not the case. The case in point here is you people did not discuss it. You guys never discussed it. You would have understood that this woman has responsibilities. And if you are coming into her life, you make sure that you are coming and say, okay, let us work together now. Uplift your family to the level of my family. And then we know that we have done something. Then we stick to our own family because we have that responsibility to do this. That is what we are supposed to do, but we don't. So, in-laws step in. They step in because they classify the woman or the man as we sacrificed for you. And we did this because we knew you are going to a particular position where you help us. So at one point in time, they become toxic in your relationship. But this is something that we can avoid if we just talk to each other before everything starts. So we see this in-law something. It's important to deal with it. And the way to deal with it is this. You need to dialogue. It's very important. You need to dialogue. You see, you, the man, have to be strong. That is why God has made you the leader. And one of the things that we talked about love is protection. How do you protect your wife? You protect your wife by standing for her. You protect your husband, you the wife, by standing for your man. You know your family, you can stand for your man. Stop saying negative things about your man to your family. Stop saying negative things about your woman to your family. Even if they are the things that they did, don't say it, don't reveal it to them. The moment you tell them, you are building something within them. And that seed that you are planting will definitely germinate. But it is something that you need to sit and look. You see, women should go close to their mother-in-laws. Society term mother-in-laws as bad. Most of them are not bad, they are just protecting their son. As a woman, you know what you went through, you are protecting your son. Sometimes you feel that the woman has taken the love that your son had for you, of which most women feel that way. So you are supposed to understand them too, their own point of view. You are supposed to understand their own point of view. Look at them. Take them as your own mother. All what they want is love. Treat your mother-in-law right. You are a woman. You understand that women are emotional. So treat her as you treat yourself. Give her a treat. In fact, gossip your husband. The real gossip. Support her when it comes to your husband. When your husband is angry with the mother, don't side with your husband. Oh. Go and join your mother and your in-law and side with her. I'll talk to her, mama. This thing that she's doing is wrong. Let her be into your good books. All what she's doing is emotional support that she needs. It's emotional support she needs. She needs to know that the son is safe. She needs to know that that son will be there for her and protect her. That's what she wants, deep down. And if she sees that in the son, the daughter is wasting her time. You are wasting your time. You cannot say negative thing about your husband to her. You are wasting your time. Instead, the son will become an enemy with their mother. Only because the mother will protect the wife. Why? That protection will always come because of your interaction with her. Give her your ears. Sometimes if you want to cook, call her. Call her. You know what to do. You know how to prepare that food. But what do? Call your mother-in-law. Mama, that food that your son used to eat, I love so much. Your son told me that she loved egusi soup. Mama, how do you used to prepare it? Because she has been talking about this egusi soup, and even I came the other time you prepared that egusi soup, Mama, the way that egusi soup is sweet. In short, Mama, forget. This is our modern day. Mama, teach me how to prepare this egusi soup, so let me be cooking it for your son. Tell her that, Mama, I prepared the egusi soup the other day. Your son came, ate it and said it to Mama. Mama taught me how to do it, and he was very happy that, no doubt the soup tastes like that of my mother. By the time you start telling this type of things to your mother, you get her involved. Make her as if you are involving her in your marriage, but you are not involving her in it. What does he like? Go back to your mother-in-law. Ask, be inquisitive about your husband. The mother, each time you come and talk about the son, look, the mother will be very happy with you. The mother will give you secrets that you yourself will not believe. How to keep that son. And if that son tries to do something wrong, the mother will cram on that son. That is how you tame your mother. Even if she's a tigress, forget what people say. Go close to her. When you go to her, be with her in the kitchen. Go and meet her, Mama. I'm not sleeping in that room. I have to sleep with you. You are my mother. I'm sleeping with you today. Go there. Sleep with her, Mama. Come. Let's put on this wrapper. Let's go to the market. Let me buy you this. Let me do this. Make her your priority. She will make your husband becomes your priority. Boys are always attached to their mothers. If you make their mother your priority, that mother will make your husband to be your priority. It's a chain. All what it takes is for you to do things this way. Fathers are different. It doesn't matter. The mother can still control the father and tell the father what I want you to do. And the father might still decide it's my wife. At one point in time when fathers are getting older, they don't want them stressed. They don't have the strength to talk. Women always have strength until the day they die. So when they want to talk, the father will just say, okay, yes, Mama, what do you say? Okay, do it as you said. So at the end of the day, most of the decisions that will be coming, it will be from your mother, not even from the father. Because at that time, the father doesn't have strength, doesn't want to disturb him. He's our own self. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Please, you have to understand this. Tomorrow, I'll go deeper and give us reasons why, especially mothers, are so involved into the life of their children when they are married, be it their daughter or their son. And at one point in time, they'll be like they are the ones, these mother-in-laws, they are the ones that destroy the marriages. I'll tell you why tomorrow. We shall move into that direction. How it started and how to deal with it. It is something that is built up unconsciously. But when it goes deeper. I would like us take your time and go back and follow this talk. It will help us. Today is day 8. We shall move. This talk will end on the 20th, which is a special day, a birthday. It's a gift for us from now till the 20th. Every day we shall have this talk within the weeks. Some days, sometimes weekends, might be not, but we shall have it every day. Thank you guys for watching. There are others that will come and watch afterwards. May God bless you all. I hope we are there to learn. Nobody's perfect. All of us have our faults, but we seek for perfection. God will help us to move off in this direction and give us the grace of understanding. May God bless us all and may He give us strength. Thank you very much.